Okay, perfect. We will start today on our backs. I'd like us to start in a supported chest opening space, so you can choose how intense you want that. If you have a pillow or a couple blocks to lay over longwise, I'm going to rest my bolster over the top of a block. And if you have a blanket nearby, I'll invite you to keep that close to you. Relaxing down on the support, allow the back of your skull to rest evenly on the pillow. You might decide to keep your feet flat on the ground for a few morning breaths. And from here, we'll begin to bring all of our attention to this practice. Just get a feel for how you woke up, how you are working your way onto your mat. Perhaps observe any mental actions or events or feelings that you are carrying into this space. And if you haven't already done so and it feels safe, you're welcome to soften your eyes, close. After noticing what is going on in your mind, I invite you to scan your whole body, recognizing any places of resistance or tension in your whole body. And then become aware of all the places in your body that are pressing down onto the ground. Notice the back plane of your body and begin to invite a little softness there. As you feel more acquainted with your body and your mind, you might take this time to sense your breath. No need to control or labor your breath. However, see where the breath moves on its own. Here, maybe you start to notice all of the sounds and sensations in your environment. Allow these sounds to be part of your practice, creating this unique vibration of energy around you and your body. From here, keeping your torso heavy and protected, Let's start to shift the knees off wide and guide the feet together. You're welcome to guide any support under the outer legs and knees if you like. And if it is useful for you in your practice today, I'll invite you to move through a gentle breathing practice. Finding balance between the breaths. So, this even count of breath. And we'll begin with 5 counts today. So, first, release all of your breath and begin to inhale for 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And just continuing to create space for this sort of breathing pattern. Allow the shoulders to evenly relax down your spine, maybe creating a little more room for your head to relax. And for these last few rounds of your breath, maintain awareness to the back of your body, imagining every out breath to soften and guide the back of the body to this place of ease. Let's take a breath together. Extend your arms over your head. And when you're ready, guide the hands down to your legs and shift the knees back towards the ceiling. No rush. If your head is feeling at all tender, you might guide a blanket beneath the skull there. And from here, we're going to now draw attention to the front of our body and open some space there. So begin to tuck your right heel back towards your right hip. So the top of the foot is going to make its way somewhere down towards the floor. And with that blanket that is close to you, you might put it under your knee or maybe in between your right heel and your right glute. Just finding a little more support here as we open the top of the right thigh. Right heel to right hip. So this is a half saddle shape in the Yin tradition. And it's taken me a long time to practice this, just in my own time. It can be a lot on the knees, so please be mindful there. And if this just doesn't feel safe today, know that you can always transition onto your belly and reach the arm back for your right foot, and you will still find some stretch for the top of the thigh. And we'll find 5 more breaths here. And taking as much time as you like, just begin to shift the weight over to the left. So you might slide the right leg back off to a neutral position. And just pause, sensing maybe a rush of fluid to that right leg. And then I'll invite you to take the left leg. So the left heel reaches back towards the right or the left hip. And if that is just not there today, I'll model the same stretch on your belly. So on your belly, you might decide just to reach the left hand back to the left heel. And I'll give you some time to find what works best for you. You're also welcome to just sit on your heels, and this in itself is a front body opening shape. These front body opening spaces are especially helpful for our stomachs and our digestion. Not only digestion of food, but also thought, stimulation, energy. How might you soften the edges around the front of your body? We're not looking for anything sharp or intense, too intense. Something that has been helping me lately is reminding myself that maybe the hardest places to relax in are where I might need to spend the most time. Getting to know why the body is resisting, and then maybe inviting it even an inch softer. 5 more steady breaths, maintaining attention to your rhythm of breath. And ever so mindfully taking your time, release that shape, however is best for you. And if you've been on your abdomen, we'll make our way back flat on our back. So shift whatever support you have away from you. Maybe take a nice opening breath, reaching the arms over the head. And open your mouth and sigh out as you release. Next, we'll twist. I'll invite us to take this wide foot shape. So guiding the feet wider than your mat, and then shifting the knees down to the right. I'm going to take my block and place it underneath the left leg, so the top leg. Opening your arms in a way that feels safe. Notice the whole body here. Over time, you might choose more sensation into your practice. If so, then maybe scoot that block away and let the left knee come somewhere down to your right foot. Return back to that even ratioed breath. 5 counts in, 5 counts out. Begin to draw attention to your abdomen and squeeze the abdomen in, gently engaging all the core muscles, and slowly rotate your knees back up. Take any movement you want right here. Maybe shake through the legs or reach your arms around. And taking your time, we'll shift over to the left. Feet come wider than the mat, and then we rotate our knees over to the left, using the block to support our top leg. Pillows and cushions are another prop that will add even more softness and restoration. So if that's what you'd like in your practice, you're welcome to reach for a bolster. Relax your eyes and see how you might tune back into your practice. Embrace the stillness. Relax to the silence. Give yourself permission to release any energy that is not your own, any harbored thought or event from the world around you. Just softening back into your own space. 5 more breaths. No rush. When you are ready, first stabilize the core muscles in your body and then bring the knees back up. Go ahead and hug the knees into the torso, squeezing them in towards your chest. And then maybe even tuck your chin and your head up to your knees, finding a small shape. Relax your head down to the mat and sway the body side to side. And when you feel complete, I'll meet you up in a seated position. And from a seat, we'll find a gentle fold forward. You might decide to take your legs a little wider today. And then we'll begin by folding over each leg, finding some nice side body stabilization. Take your pillow or bolster over to your left leg and frame the left leg with your hands, slowly releasing your head somewhere down in front of you. You might even stack a few blocks on top of your support, allowing your arms also to feel restful. Take care to support the back of the knees with blankets or with whatever support you want today. Maybe open your hands, releasing any tension in your fingers. Here we're finding a gentle stretch, some traction along the right side body, and even the length of the spine. With the support beneath our head and torso, we can safely allow the back of the spine to stress or engage the deeper tissues in your body. Plant your hands back into the floor. Align your head over your shoulders and slowly Lift back up. And you'll take your hands behind you here. Just send your chest space, your heart up towards the universe. And then release back up. And before we transition over to the right, I want to find a little more side body opening. So we'll take our left hand down to a block and reach our right arm over our ear. You might even then bend into your left arm and find a little bit of stretch here. Some of us might notice we tend to round forward. See how you might lean back a little, allowing the top arm to feel loose. Three more breaths. And then rotate your right shoulder down and walk your hands through the midline over to center. You might spend one breath in this mild fold, just releasing any tension in the neck. And then safely come all the way back up. And we'll fold over now our right leg. Bolsters and blocks come over the right leg, and then we'll support the front body down. Relax your shoulders. See how you might guide attention to the back plane of your body. Let all of the muscles in your body find a place to rest. Safely guiding sensation deeper into the joints and ligaments and fascia of your body. Heavy body here for 5 more breaths. And when you've completed your last breath, push your hands into the floor, align your head, protect the neck, and then lift up, letting the support release. And then finding that nice side body opening, resting your right hand or forearm on a block and lifting the left arm over your ear. And then finding a little bit of traction there through the left side body. Maybe even lean the weight back, perhaps massage your neck with your left fingers. Letting out any extra tension or sound or vibration that you might be holding on to. Rotate the left shoulder down and walk your hands through center. One breath here in this fold forward. Relax your head, relax your arms. And then lift the torso back up. Carefully flatten your feet and shift over into table. Coming onto hands and knees. You might cushion the knees with a blanket. Maybe take a pillow out front. And when you arrive, just find this sturdy foundation. Tuck your toes for a little more engagement. And then we'll find a cat-cow movement. Lowering the belly, guiding the sternum forward, and lifting the gaze. Push into the floor, round the spine, tuck the chin. You might link this with your breath. In breath carries you forward, and the out breath guides you backward. Just take a few moments here to move in a way that feels nurturing for your body. And then align the spine back to neutral. Take your left hand kind of into the middle of your mat, and we'll find a little hydration in the shoulders before we hold a shape. So reach your right arm up towards the ceiling and exhale, float the fingers down, cross the arm over the mat off to the left, just until you end your breath. And then inhale, release, push, extend the arm back up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, release, one more round. And then transition over to the next arm. Plant your right hand to the midline. And inhale, left arm lifts, reaching towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist. Guide the hand across your chest. In breath to carry you back out. Open the body. And the out breath to twist the body. One more. And then finding balance, return your hands. And we'll walk our hands forward, finding this melting heart shape. Keeping your hips high, begin to extend the arms out in front of you. Now, if you have that tender shoulder, you might bend one elbow and take this one arm at a time. I'm going to do that today. Some folks like to put a blanket or pillow under the rib basket, and that just brings the floor up to you. And if this ever feels too intense on your knees or just not comfortable, know that you can also get this stretch by moving to a wall and placing your arms on the wall and lowering your torso down to the floor. Just looking for some open sensation under the arms, throughout the torso. And if you're taking this one arm at a time, begin to switch. Bending the other arm and extending the next palm out in front of you. Acting as the witness, watching what arises. And for those with one arm tucked in, we'll find extension through both arms and spend one breath in our truest variation. When you feel complete, there's no rush. Start to inch your way back up to a seated position. Send your hips back towards your heels. And we'll just find some rotation through the shoulders. Extend your arms out and find these nice open circles. Yeah, you can always sit on a block or pillow or lift your hips and just find here. And then switch the direction. Beautiful. Pause. Soften your eyes. And then we'll make our way down onto our abdomen. And we're going to come into another hip stretch, what is known as swan or pigeon. In the yin tradition, we relax all of the muscles and just find some tension in the connective tissues. So our right foot will step forward an inch over to the left. From there, you can lengthen your back leg and guide a lot of cushion under your right hip, blankets, pillows. And we'll stay in an upright position. Some folks also tuck your toes for some cushion in the knee. And just take some time, recognize that you are breathing, recognize that you are safe, and that this practice is a pathway towards introspection. For some, this is already a lot on the bent knee. I'm already feeling a lot there, so I'm going to stay lifted. However, if you'd like, you're welcome to fold forward, maybe coming down to a pillow or blocks. Just take your time to find somewhere that you can hold, be curious about. Soften your mouth, release your eyes, relax your shoulders. Maybe even draw attention to your vertebrae. allowing each vertebrae to feel evenly spaced and supported. And if you are laying down all the way, take one more breath and slowly begin to find a more lifted shape. And we'll all walk our hands over to the right, just finding a little bit of twist. You might shake the head yes and no. And then carefully return your hands all the way back through center. Tuck your back toes if they're not already, and find attention to your core muscles. Squeeze those muscles, and then push your right leg back behind you. Releasing maybe in a plank or downward facing dog, just whatever you want. Sending hydration back to that compressed hip and knee. And then begin to return back to hands and knees and table. Guide your blanket over to your left or whatever you're using and step your left foot forward and over to the right. Adjusting here, lengthening your back leg, cushioning all the places in between your body and the floor. And then maintaining this upright position. You might become aware again of the sounds or shapes or colors in your space. Reorient your brain to your practice. And if the front knee and hip feel okay, there's no tingling or numbness or sharp pain, you're welcome to fold your torso somewhere down, resting the head and arms. Allow your body to naturally release. Finish whatever breath you are on. And if you've folded forward, begin to lift your torso and walk your hands just a little bit over to the left. Here, I already feel a lot of opening on the hip flexor and the right side of the body. Neutralize your hands, taking them back even on the floor. Core muscles work to stabilize. We tuck the back toes and press the left leg back. Shake it out, move however you like. And I'll meet you in a seated position, shifting the feet over to the left and bending your knees. So the top foot is somewhere close to your bottom knee. And we're going to twist. Reach for your blocks or pillows and put them on the right side hip. Then go ahead and carry your torso down to the support. Guiding one cheek to the bolster or pillow. Become aware of the feelings and sensations in the front of your body. Check back in with the mental mind, witnessing any thoughts or judgments, and then perhaps letting them pass. And do the same with your physical body, recognizing tensions and allowing them to release little by little. Recognize you are breathing here. You are safe. Three more rounds of your own breath. Gradually take weight into your hands, push into the floor, and carry the body all the way up. And just keeping your knees as they are, we'll round the spine, tuck the chin, And then lift the torso, roll the shoulders back. Do that 2 more times. And then place your hands behind you, carry your feet in front, and go ahead and shift to the second side. Feet track over to the right, and the bolster comes over to the left. And ever so gently bring the body down to the pillow. Imagine your vertebrae evenly spaced, the shoulders finding some room to soften. See if you might be leaning to one side more than the other. And just shift your body so you might find a little more balance. Three more breaths. And when you are complete, there's no rush. Begin to push your hands down and safely lift your torso back. And instead of that cat-cow shape, we're just going to twist the thoracic spine a little bit. There's no perfect way. You might even swing your arms back and forth, maybe up and down. And then find neutral. Go ahead and carry your legs forward and shift onto your back. And on our back, we'll take a block. Place the block to the edge of your skull. So the occipital ridge of your skull is coming into contact with this edge of the block. And I'm keeping my feet flat today. And gently rock your head side to side. And then find a place to be still. Unclench your jaw, release your cheeks. Maybe even guide your hands over your abdomen, sending some warmth there. Ever so slowly take your hands up to the block. Remove the block. Let your head softly come down to the floor. And then guide the block under your sacrum, moving into supported bridge. The very base of your spine finds contact with the block. And if you like, you're welcome to extend your legs out in front of you or keep the feet flat. Take this time to let the whole body become heavy and supported. Five more breaths in your supported bridge. And when you're ready, ground down into the floor to release the block and carry your body all the way back down. Hug your knees into your torso. Reach your feet towards the ceiling and then bend your knees, finding this happy baby shape, reaching your hands somewhere up towards your shins or calves. And after you play here, move around a bit. I'll invite you to find stillness, imagining all of your shoulder muscles tracking down to the floor, the abdomen, releasing any effort. You might return to that even paced breath. Inhale for 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. When you feel ready, make your way into your final rest of Shavasana. Using your props to become as comfortable as possible. Maybe put a bolster under your legs or a blanket beneath your head. And when you arrive, let your legs and arms spread a little bit away from the body. Begin to scan the body from the head to toe, letting go of any extra work or control. There's nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to do but be present with your breath and body. Become aware of your whole body. Draw attention back to your body from your head to your toes. Slowly begin to draw attention to the breath. Sensing the breath working its way through the whole body, sending new oxygenated blood. And when you feel ready, you are welcome to reawaken, shifting and moving through your hands and your toes. And gradually carry your body now over to one side of your mat. And after a breath there, begin to sit your body in an upright position. And we'll carry out the end of our session together with the stress breath practice. Just finding a lot of movement and connection in your neck. When you inhale next, lower your chin to your chest. And when you exhale, lift your chin off your chest, release your shoulders. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And we're going to do this 10 more times. Sense the temperature of your breath, the feeling of the air moving in your nose and out your nose. One more round. Then pause here. Maybe bring your hands somewhere over the heart space and just infuse the heart space with all the effects from your practice today. And with love and tenderness, also hold space for the things that still feel unresolved. Thank you for sharing in this yin practice together today, for allowing a little bit of time to be quiet and still. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Namaste. Hmm. Thank you both for joining us today.